Hi, Gaby. Gaby, could you listen to me?
Hello. I listened. I
Oh,
listened to you. I don't know why I can't activate my microphone.
okay, don't worry. Okay, Gaby, so let's go to the book. Okay. And today we have to start unit 2. Right, so in this case, we will see, yes, okay. Okay, so we will see this grammar. I don't know if you can see unit 2.
Mm, yes. Yes, I
Okay,
can see it.
perfect. So today we will see the second and the third grammar, okay?
Okay.
Because the first grammar that it's about passives, it's a little bit long, so I will prepare like an extra document for this, okay?
Okay.
So now I will share you my screen. So let's see this. Okay. I don't know if you can see right now. Okay, perfect. So now we will see this grammar that it's about countables and non-countables, okay? I don't know if you remember about countables and non-countables.
Not with the not like grammar. I know the expressions, but not how can I say this? In theory, maybe.
Okay. Yes, great. Yes, well, this is not like a specific grammar because we don't have like structures for this. Okay, the only thing that we are going to work with in this case it's with these words. It's like some words for vocabulary that we're gonna separate when can we use it and when we can't. Okay, for example,
Okay.
when we talk about countable nouns, we're talking about things that we physically we can count, right? And for example, I can count friends, people, animals, tables, for example, right? So we're gonna have some expressions to use when we talk amount of things or people or some noun. When we use countable nouns, we are gonna say that we have, for talking about a big amount of things, we're gonna use many, okay? So this, we know that it means mucho. And if we talk about small amounts, we are gonna use a few, okay? So this means poco. And okay, when we talk about, for example, non-countable, okay, or uncountable nouns, what are we gonna use for talking about big amounts? We are gonna use much. And for a small amounts, little. Okay, so we have the same meanings. but this is for big amounts, small amounts, okay? Big amounts and small amounts. And the only expression or the only word that we're gonna use for both, okay, countables and non-countables, it's gonna be a lot of. This is when we talk about big amounts, okay? Like mucho de, okay? So these are the only things where we have to categorize, okay, which words works with countables and which works with uncountables. In this case, for example, we can see some examples in the platform where we have count nouns, for example, one friend, one member, one idea, okay? For example, in a sentence, Nick has a lot of friends on the team. In this case, I am using this word that it's for both. So friends, but friends it's countable, but I can use with a lot of or many, okay? As we are talking about countables, I can use, for example, do you know many members of the team, Patty? Many. Many is a word for countables. So we are saying that members we can count, right? Dalia, I have a few ideas. So in this case, we are talking about ideas. Can we count? Yes, I have 2 ideas for doing this. I have, I don't know, 5, 10 ideas for working in this, for example. Okay, so we can count. What happens when we talk about non-count nouns? In this case, we're gonna talk about like no physical subjects, no physical nouns, okay? Things that we can't touch, get in touch, like help, information, money. For example, when we talk about the specific word money, I can say I have for example, I have 2 monies, for example, no, okay? So I can count if I say I have, for example, categorized in the name of the money, for example, 10 Bolivians, I don't know, 9 Bolivians, okay? That way. Or maybe dollars. In that case, we can use the numbers, okay? So what happened about other? For example, liquids, tea, coffee, water, I don't know, soda, we can't count. But of course we can count, or it could be countable if we talk about, I don't know, cup of coffee, bottle of water, okay? When we mentioned the enroll, okay? The same happens with time. We can't use, for example, I have 2 times. No. If I use, for example, the words that comes in time, like hours, minutes, seconds, yes, of course I can do it, okay? I have 2 hours or maybe in 10 more minutes, but not in 10 times like that, okay? So some examples with non-countables. It's worth a lot of money. So talking about big amounts. We don't have much time. I need a little help from Amy. So help, time, we can't count. That's why we use with much or a little, okay? Of course, a lot of we could use with both. In some cases, I don't know if it's countable or if it's not countable. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a lot of. Nick has a lot of friends. Friends is a count noun. He has a lot of money. Money is a non-count noun. So I can use with both. Okay? So I don't know if you have some question about this, Gabby.
No, it's clear.
Perfect. Just in case, I will send you a document. It's a Word where you are gonna see some categories okay, about countable things and countable and non-countable nouns, okay? So I will send you right now. Where is it? Okay, so I'm sending to you. Well, okay. Okay, so right now I sent you, okay? So you're gonna see many words as a vocabulary. So you're gonna see if they are countables or non-countables, okay?
Okay.
Great, great, Gabby. So now let's go to the platform, okay? Okay, and we're gonna do it in the exercises. I will assign you. Give me a second. So, yes, I am assigning you. Now that you can do it. Okay, so it's done. Let's go to the first. A lot of, a few, little, many, much, one.
Mm.
Okay, perfect, Gabby. So now let's go to the second.
Mm. 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 It's getting late. I'm not to get to practice. Okay, I don't want you to do it, but I'm sure you have. I can stay. I really can't sleep. Wow. What happened?
Yes. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Loading. Okay. The first one. Of course, it's good, but I don't know why the platform is not recognizing a lot of, because in the first one, yes, it is a lot of, but I think the platform is only recognize. Oh, yes. In the instruction, it says complete each dialogue, type many, a few, a little, or much. So not a lot
Okay.
of, right? Yes. So let's put it much or many. For example, in number 1, what is the correct?
Much times before.
Okay, in this case, times it's acting like count. Okay, like
Okay.
right? So many times.
Okay.
Yes. In the second one, the sort.
Uh, yes, I have a doubt here because I don't know. For me, sounds better a little desert, but I think desert is countable. I don't know. Maybe I can pick
No.
1, 2, 3 cookies. Maybe I don't know, but
Yes, but when we talk about cookies, for example, but the word in general that it's dessert, it's non-countable.
okay.
Okay, but if we specify what kind of dessert, yes, it's countable. Okay, but in this case, it's non-countable. Right? And what about cake?
I don't eat many cake when I'm training.
No, because you are not using it there, for example, plural. You are not using cakes, right?
Okay, but a cake it's countable.
Yes.
So it is a few.
Depends, right? No, no. In this case, when we talk about food, okay, it always is going to be non-countable.
Okay.
Why? Because I could count cakes, but for example, I could count like slices of cakes or pieces of cake, right? But specifically like a food cake, no, I can't count. Okay.
Okay. Yes. So it has to be specific, right?
Yes, specific. The same, for example, as coffee, right? So coffee, I can't count, but if I say cup of coffee, yes, right?
Okay.
So after that, in questions, okay, in this case, it's about the context because it says, so what do you think? Will you do the commercial? I'm definitely interested, but I have just many questions. If you are interested, you don't have many questions. You have a few questions, right? Yeah, so
Okay.
that was only the context. So let's try it again.
He was many times before, right?
Yes,
Or like
because
times is countable in this case.
yes.
Okay. A little dessert. much cake. But a little dessert. Okay. I'm going to write this because I didn't know it.
Yes, perfect. Okay, now it's okay. But with the document that I sent you, you are gonna see specifically and by categories, okay? What is, for example, countable and non-countable, when we talk about subjects, when we talk about things, or for example, furnitures like that, okay?
Okay.
Great. So now, let's go to the other. I will share you my screen. Second. Okay. Okay, could you see?
Yes.
Very good. In this grammar, well, we are gonna, I don't know if you remember, we're gonna remember a little bit more about this. This is, I don't know if you remember the list. Yeah, I think I sent you, right? A list of some verbs that works with gerunds and some verbs that works only with infinitives, right?
Yes.
Okay, so give me a second, I will share you. Okay, again. Okay, so I don't know if you can see now my screen. In this case, I don't know if I send you this. This is like another list of common verbs that works with infinitives and gerunds, right? So we're gonna have like a review of these two ones. When we talk about gerunds, we have to remember that the structure for a gerund is the verb plus ing, right? So what things or in what cases can we use gerunds? We could use in these cases after certain verbs. Okay, so which are those certain verbs? Those common verbs are these, for example. Okay, we have a list and I will send you this again. Okay, if I didn't send you. Here we have, for example, the subject. We have the verb. This is the verb that works only with gerunds. So after this word that it belongs to the list, we are gonna use the verb but in gerund with ing, singing. I enjoy singing, okay? After prepositions, what are we gonna do? For example, what is a preposition? It is like this, right? Before, for, about, in, right? So after prepositions, always, we are gonna use gerunds if we want to talk about actions. So I drank a cup of coffee before leaving. Okay, leaving in gerund way. So as the subject or subject of a sentence. Okay, so instead of having some name or some noun, we're gonna have the gerund. Okay, at the beginning. Swimming is good exercise. So here, this gerund is acting in as a subject. Okay, we're talking about the activity. So we are going to remember that these are the three structures for using gerunds. And for using infinitives, we have the first one that says after certain verbs that it is here again, common verbs with examples. So this is one, for example, decided, it belongs to the verb that works with infinitives. And after always we're gonna use infinitive, right? Decided to live. And always we're gonna use infinitives after adjectives, right? So adjectives, it's difficult. And after an adjective, we're gonna use the infinitive. To get up early, right? I came to London to study English. In this case, I am using after a verb and after an object pronoun, right? So here we can see a common list of verbs that works only with gerunds, and you have some examples in some sentences, okay? And here you have another verbs that works only with infinitive, and you have some examples too, okay? So after that, you could find here some exercises in order to practice, and if you maybe have some doubts, okay? So I didn't send you this, right? I sent you the first, but I didn't send you the second, right?
I remember this.
Yes?
Yes, I remember. I'm looking for it, but I remember this document. I think it's this, but um
Yes, or maybe yes, I shared with you, right? So I can't remember. Yeah, I sent you before.
yes, I have two documents.
Of gerunds and infinitives, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. So that list is gonna help you a lot, okay? So as I was telling you here, we have this review of this grammar, okay? So now we are gonna see how much we remember in the platform, okay?
Okay.
Great, so let's go to the platform right now. Okay, and let's go to the first exercise. Gerunds and infinitives 1. So let's remember.
I'm Amy. Didn't remember. Just remember. Remember. Mm, meeting. I almost didn't go. Josh almost forgot. Mm, two, sorry, I stopped. I stopped. I have one question. I remember in the first class we talk about like some certain groups of verbs with non-action verbs. In this case, I don't know, maybe there is a trick like to recognize the gerunds or verbs, or I need to memorize maybe that list. It just
Yes,
the only way.
in this case, when we talk about infinitives or gerunds, yes, it's that the only thing is to memorizing, right? It's like to memorize which verbs works with one category. It's the same when we started to learn verbs, so it's the same.
Okay. I can afford. I can afford. I always volunteer. The game's free. That's everything. I forgot. Forgot. Bye. I recommend. Recommend doing the story on the library's idea. A ver. Oh, I know.
Yes,
I
right?
hear
Forget,
you.
yes, forget always, always with infinitive, right?
Okay.
Yes, and the other, well, in that part, stopped, right? As you can see, well, in this case, it wasn't in the structure of this, but we're gonna see in the next unit where we have, for example, these are like 10, no, 5, 8 or 10 verbs that can work with infinitive or gerund. Why? What is the difference? For example, in the first one that you put stopped with infinitive, that structure you could write it because when you have a stop plus infinitive plus when you use infinitive, always you are gonna have after a noun. Okay, noun. But after, if you have, for example, the verb stop, and after you have, for example, in this case is with gerund, and after you are gonna have for plus object pronoun. Okay, so always when you have gerund, after gerund you will have for and object pronoun. And when you have infinitive, always only noun. Okay, this happens with the stop. Stop is one of those verbs. I think the other is remember, but we're gonna say it in the next unit. Okay.
Okay.
Those are, yes, verbs that goes with both. And after, what other thing? Yes, call, forget. It's the same, right?
The same. Yes, I done with this. It was fine here, but then I read this and I don't know why.
Yes.
I changed
Okay,
it.
don't worry. So, yes, that's correct. Okay, got it.
Next.
Perfect. So, yes, that's it.
Well, stop or do something about someone else. Hate. Hate doing. Certainly doing. So we just don't remember doing them. Well, you can avoid. Well, you can avoid. It's better to do that way before you forget it, even if you don't really want to do. People forgetting. It's better. Start. Start. Me. For you need check. You've said for things you really enjoy. Probably to do.
Oh, yes. So I was telling you this, right? Remember is the other verb that works with
Damn.
both, right?
Okay.
Yes. In that case, yes, with infinitive. Perfect. Now it's okay. Great. So, okay, Gabby. Well, tomorrow we are gonna do the other grammar, okay? The passives, because it is a little bit longer. So tomorrow we will do it, okay?
Okay.
For today, I don't know if you have some question.
No, it's easy. I'm going to start memorizing that list.
Okay, very good. Okay, guys. So yes, for today we're gonna finish here. So okay. Yeah, let's finish with this. Okay, Gabby. So tomorrow we are gonna continue. Okay. So see you, Gabby. Bye bye. Take care a lot.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.